Hello everybody, Johnny here, coming at you today with my impressions on the new Borderlands game. A lot of people are talking about this game in a negative way, about things surrounding the game, like epic exclusivity on PC, or shady review practices, and guess what, I dislike those things too. But today I'm gonna focus solely on what Borderlands 3 has to offer as a game, and my experience with it. I finished the campaign and played for over 30 hours on stream, so let's go. So first the good, it's more Borderlands. So if you like the other games, guess what? You're gonna love this. It's more of the same, and it's a new iteration where everything is a little bit better. We got a lot of great little improvements here, and it all adds up to be a very enjoyable experience if you did like the foundation of those games. There's also real depth in the skill trees, and you can get some really cool builds. Some of these perks actually changing the way you play or perceive the game in big ways. For example, Flak has a really cool crit build and also has 3 pets, of which you choose one to be with you at all times, and you can level up the pet too so that it grows and does more damage and all of that good stuff. If you thought the landscapes of Pandora in Borderlands 2 were a bit samey, you're in luck because this time around you have different planets. Each planet has a very distinctive and unique look to it, and adds an element of exploration to the game. All of a sudden you want to explore these different places, each of them with a very unique color palette and ambience to them. The gunplay in this is also fantastic, and it boasts an immense variety of guns and gun types, new damage types for guns, and also an alternate shooting mode that allows you to switch for some guns between 2 modes. For example, one gun allowed me to splash an enemy with water, with the other mode just shooting lightning on top of it, doing bonus damage. Very creative stuff. Here's another cool one. This pistol has tracking darts in one mode, and then the other mode is smart bullets that actually home into your target automatically. Very cool stuff. And the gunplay is elevated by the movement as well. There is a real fluidity here, whereas Borderlands 2 had your movement stop altogether if you went into a crouch, breaking your momentum and kind of interrupting your animations. Here there's the slide and the climb mechanic that allows you to just be in motion all the time, and you can also interrupt your slide to go into a sprint at any point in time. So it just gives you the feeling that you are in motion at all times and there isn't an interruption there. Music has also been more prominent here in this game, elevating some boss encounters. Also, voice acting is pretty good overall, and we do have some famous people jumping in for a couple interesting roles here. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the guns sound a lot better too, with a wider range of sounds for the different types of guns here. Couple that with a slightly better inventory management system that allows you to flag stuff to sell later and then sell all of it with a click of a button, really makes the whole experience just a little bit more enjoyable. Okay, so it's not all a bag of rainbows here, and some of this stuff is not gonna be on the brochure when you sign up for this adventure, so let me give you a heads up on some of the bad stuff that I've encountered here. First off, the map is a disaster. When you open the map, you don't see where north is, and you need to rotate this thing around until you can make sense of it, scrolling in and out until you can find the proper level of zoom that allows you to maybe understand a little bit where you are and where the fuck you have to go. Pardon my French, but this really annoyed me. And then when you go back to the main view and you're looking at the mini-map, guess what? It's rotated again. Now everything you gathered from the big map makes no sense whatsoever. It's a disaster. Couple that with some actually lackluster villains here compared to the nuance of Handsome Jack in the prior game, and just the amazing delivery of those lines. Here the writing takes a hit, guys. It is less compelling overall, the story is not as good, some of the jokes just land flat continually. It's like that dude in a back alley telling the same bad jokes over and over. They weren't that good to start with, and they've just continued to be pretty poor.
Without memes, how will we know what's funny? Pandora will have only the freshest, choicest memes.
Now those aren't even the worst things. Really, the big elephant in the room is the performance here. And I have to be honest, for me it ran beautifully and it was fine. It was about 70 FPS throughout and never really dropped under 60 at 1440p with a 1080 Ti and a Ryzen 3700X. But guess what? Not everybody had that experience, and in fact, most people on PC are reporting really poor experiences with frequent crashes to desktop, very poor multi-core utilization, and frame drops in multiplayer anytime you are in multiplayer. And the folks on consoles report that the performance there is pretty poor across the board too, so just be aware that this may hamper your enjoyment of the game quite significantly if it does happen to you. Also, picking shit up from the ground is hard, guys. Look at this. I mean, it's actually difficult with your pet in the way when you're trying to interact with things in the world and you have this big giant ass of the spider pet and some other pets too. It can get very obnoxious. The final quibble I have is that sometimes you find that awesome weapon that has an amazing perk, but the moment you out-level the gun, you have to throw it away. Now I wish there was some kind of crafting system that allowed you to level up that weapon into something that you can use, but still retains that unique perk. And some of those are super cool and creative, so I just thought that was a missed opportunity. So with all of that in mind, I can easily recommend this game to you if you like looter shooters. Even if you didn't enjoy Borderlands 2, I actually have a few examples of people who didn't, that now are enjoying Borderlands 3. So I think there's enough great improvements there that it could sway you, but if you fundamentally didn't like the formula of those games, it's not magically gonna change your mind about them, so it is more Borderlands after all. And the final caveat is that the performance lottery may hit you pretty hard here, and just be aware that if you're on PC, you might need a refund if it doesn't run well for you, and if you're on console, overall, the performance won't be great anyways, so if that's a big deal to you, it might just be a showstopper for now. Also, if you want to talk more about this, hit me up on Twitch. I'm live there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. UK, and Saturdays, 2 p.m. UK. Also, consider joining our wonderful Discord for more discussions and all of that good stuff. So if you've stuck with me this far, thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Oh! 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 Excuse me, sir.